are looking live at the Huey McGeehan Gymnasium at Hazleton Area High School, where tonight an interdivisional matchup in boys high school basketball as from Division II, the Comets of Crestwood travel to Hazleton to take on the Cougars of Hazleton Area from Division I right here on WYLN. Good evening and welcome to WYLN's coverage of boys high school basketball. I'm Marty Burns, joined tonight by Joe DeMelfi, Jim Burns on the stats. And Joe, we're looking at a pretty decent matchup tonight between Crestwood and Hazleton Area, and two of the big guns to watch. Grant Carter, leading scorer in Division II of the Wyoming Valley Conference for Crestwood, and leading scorer for Hazleton Area, Russ Kanzler.
I think one of the things with Crestwood is Carter's scored a lot of points for them, Marty, this year. One of the things that Crestwood has to find tonight is somebody to complement him, to also score some points. We've seen Hazleton several times this year. They're very disciplined, well-balanced. They've played extremely well when we've had them. They have an all-around game. They run the floor well, good rebounding. It's going to be a tough, I think, going to be a tough chore for Crestwood tonight, but if Carter can get some help in the scoring area, I think they can give Hazleton a run.
And when talking about Crestwood, we'll get a look at the starting lineups first. For Crestwood, under head coach Mark Atherton, Grant Carter and Michael Cron will be in the backcourt, along with Dan Kowalski. Matt Mizakowski and Michael Wyrock will be up front. For Hazleton Area, Brian Fiore will be in the starting lineup with Justin Gutsy. Russ Kanzler, Brandon DeCosmo, and Ryan Roebuck round out the Hazleton Area starting five under head coach Bruce Live. And Joe, when we talk about Crestwood, and we've talked about a great job that Mark Atherton has done with this boys high school basketball program. But we talked before we went on the air. Can you believe Mark Atherton is in his 9th season already?
Yeah, we talked about how long he's been at Crestwood and how time has really gone by. But he has done a nice job, really a nice job with that Crestwood program. They become very competitive. They play well. And I think one of the things that he's done well, Marty, is he teaches fundamentals. I know where he learned that. He learned that from his dad, who was a very good basketball coach.
There you get a look at the Crestwood sideline, getting final instructions from Coach Atherton, and going up against a good head coach in his own right, Bruce Live at Hazleton Area. And it looks like we're just about set for the start of tonight's game. Your officials: Bruce Weinstock. He has the basketball. He'll be joined by Steve Scammer and outstanding officiating crew. So we're looking forward to tonight's game between Crestwood in the red, Hazleton Area in the white. Roebuck and Carter on the tap, controlled by Kowalski of Crestwood. Michael Cron on the wing to Wyrock. Hazleton Area playing a man-to-man.
Strong man-to-man, Marty. They're going to make Crestwood work hard for everything they get tonight.
There's Grant Carter. Talked about him leading Crestwood in scoring 17.8 points per game. We're number 23 in the red for the Comets. Wyrock takes the first shot, doesn't go, tipped around, and it's going to be Hazleton Area basketball. I don't think Wyrock reasserted himself in bounds after going out of bounds. So Hazleton Area with their first possession of the night on the Stroman Mayer Bakery scoreboard in the first 45 seconds of tonight's game. Thank you for joining us here on WYLN. Fiore gets a screen from Kanzler. Kanzler gets it back. His first shot of the night doesn't roll in, and a rebound for Wyrock.
One of the things that Crestwood's going to have to do, make sure that Hazleton does not have more than one shot at that basket.
And the jumper by Mizakowski gives Crestwood the first points, 2-0 Comets. Cosmo gives it back to Gutsy. Over to Roebuck. And to Cosmo on the wing. And Fiore will reset the Hazleton Area offense. Gutsy, spin move. His pull-up jumper doesn't roll in. Tipped around, and a rebound for Mizakowski.
Nice job underneath by Mizakowski with the rebound. That's, again, I'd mentioned earlier, Marty. They're going to have to do that. Make sure that Hazleton does not get more than one shot at that basket.
And a steal. DeCosmo has it, and he'll get it to Fior. Kanzler will take a three. And a rebound for Wyrock. Tipped, and it'll be Hazleton area basketball as Wyrock lost it out of bounds. And Wyrock, a big name in recent past in Crestwood athletics.
Yeah, very big name. One of the things there, Wyrock looked up the floor, wanted to try to get the ball up the floor, and bounced it off his foot.
DeCosmo gets it to Fior. He'll take the pull-up jumper short, and it will be Crestwood basketball.
Crestwood doing a nice job defensively. Hazleton area not in sync offensively. Looks like they're struggling to find their game right now.
And a big matchup on this end of the floor. Russ Kanzler guarding Grant Carter. Kanzler recently did a nice job on swim of Coughlin defensively. And Coach Live hoping for similar results tonight. Carter's pull-up jumper doesn't fall. Tipped around and a rebound for DeCosmo. Gets it to Fior. Roebuck takes it to the basket. Nice dish to Russ Kanzler. Ties the game at 2.
Excellent job getting the ball to Kanzler. Penetration helps Kanzler free underneath for the 2.
And a steal by Fior. He'll go one-on-one. And he'll be going to the free throw line to shoot 2. Michael Cron picks up his first foul, the first of the ball game.
Right here you see Fior going to the basket, fouled, and then goes to the line. Before that, Roebuck did a great job getting some penetration and dishing it off to Kanzler for that basket.
Cron will sit down. Number 24, Josh Kowalski, checks into the Crestwood lineup. And when Fior goes to the free throw line, Joe, well, I was going to say pretty much automatic.
I was going to say, don't say it.
Don't say it. 1 out of 2 for Brian Fior. 3-2 Hazleton area. Their first lead of the ball game. Josh Kowalski sets up the offense. Gets it to Dan Kowalski. And a loose ball can roll out by Fior. Kicks it ahead to DeCosmo. Doesn't go. Offensive putback by Gutsy, and he'll be going to the line to shoot 2.
Good follow by Gutsy, Marty. Cosmo with an easy layup. Didn't use the board, just laid it up on the rim and it rolled out. And Gutsy followed up.
Dan Kowalski on the foul, his first, team second. Gutsy hits the first. Cron is back in for Crestwood. Two out of 2 for Gutsy. It's a 3-point Cougar lead. 5-2, 4.5 left in the opening quarter. Some three-quarter court pressure from Hazleton area. Crestwood breaks it nicely. Wyrock with an up and under move. Cuts the deficit to 1. It's 5-4 Cougars.
Good job by Crestwood breaking a little bit of pressure there by Hazleton area. Down the floor for Wyrock.
Fior gives it to DeCosmo. Looking inside for Kanzler. Off his hands, out of bounds. Crestwood basketball. 4:01 left in the opening quarter. Hazleton area 5, Crestwood 4. We thank you for joining us tonight on WILN. I'm Marty Burns, joined by Joe DeMelfi. Jim Burns on the stats. And Carter brings up the basketball. Guarded by Kanzler. Dan Kowalski. Over to Mizikowski. Looking inside for Wyrock, cutting to the basket. Back-to-back baskets for Wyrock. Crestwood regains the lead, 6-5.
Same look, Wyrock going to the basket. Got the ball inside, he had position, easy layup.
DeCosmo. Over to Gutsy. Back to Fior, swung to DeCosmo. Behind the back to Roebuck. Kanzler on the wing. DeCosmo off his hands, out of bounds, and another Cougar turnover.
One of the things I've seen early here, Marty, Hazleton has turned the ball over 3 or 4 times early in the ball game, which is really unusual for them.
DeCosmo and Roebuck sit down. Number 44, Andy Price, and number 24, J.R. Doyle are into the Cougar lineup. Price, number 44, a 6'6" junior. And a steal. Gutsy taking it to the basket. And they're going to ask Bruce Weinstock for a goaltending. I'm not sure if he's going to give it to them. He is going to call a foul.
I think we got the foul, Marty. Here you see the replay. Gutsy down the floor.
And during that replay, Joe, Mark Atherton has been called for a technical foul, I believe. Foul was on Kowalski, his second, team third. Hazleton area didn't get the goaltending they were hoping for, so Gutsy will shoot 2. And then they're going to have a technical foul as well. Gutsy hits 1 out of 2. He leads Hazleton area in scoring with 3 of the 6. And Brian Fiore will step to the line for the technical. There you get a look at it. Very close as far as whether the ball hit the backboard before it was blocked. And if I see Brian Fiore's father, I'm going to have to apologize. I think I've jinxed Brian Fiore.
You had said earlier he was almost certain from the line, and
now he's 1 for 3. Missing the last 2 since I thought that comment. 1 out of 2 on the technicals. Hazleton area regains the lead 7-6. 2:41 remaining in the opening quarter. And they'll get the ball back. Number 34, Jason Prushinsky, has checked into the Crestwood lineup, and a traveling violation gives the ball back to Crestwood with 2:35 left here in the opening quarter. Prushinsky to Cron. Gets a screen from Mizikoski and gets it to Carter. And a bad pass. Hazleton area gets the ball back, and I think the early part of this game, Joe, credit both teams defensively, because it doesn't seem either team has gotten into any type of rhythm offense.
At all. No, there's not on either side of the ball here, no rhythm at all. I think one of the things Crestwood's trying to look for Wyrock inside, can't get it there, and they just try to reset, but really neither team is shooting extremely well, and they can't find a rhythm right now.
Gutsy gets it to Fiore. Down to Doyle. He's going to go baseline. Gets double teamed but finds Fiore. He'll get a screen from Doyle. And Doyle will get it back. Back out to Fiore. Jumper by Gutsy is good. Justin Gutsy has 6 to lead Hazleton area. That was a 3, and it's 10-6 Hazleton area.
Great ball movement by Hazleton area offensively. Gutsy had a good look at the basket from right at the top of the key.
Ball tipped around. Mizikoski had it, saves it, tipped up in the air. Wyrock put up, and he will go to the free throw line as he was fouled. Price picks up the first, team first.
Marty, we talk about both teams not being able to find that rhythm offensively. I think one of the things, both teams are playing strong defense at this point, and obviously that helps them when they really can put the strong man-to-man on. It's hard for a team to find an offensive rhythm.
Wyrock hits 1 out of 2. He's got 5 of the 7 Crestwood points, and it's 10-7 Hazleton area. DeCosmo is back in, as is number 35, Glenn Farley, as Gutsy and Doyle sit down. Under a minute remaining in this opening quarter. And the Cougars, they don't get a good shot. May try to hold for the last possession of this quarter. Kanzler, he'll take a jumper. Rebound for Price. Pump fake. Putback doesn't go, but another offensive rebound, this time to Cosmo. And I believe he was fouled trying to pass the ball out.
That offensive possession, Hazleton had a couple of shots at the basket, something they haven't done real well here in the first quarter. That time they had 3 shots at the basket, fouled on the last one.
Brandon DeCosmo to the free throw line, hits the first as the foul was on Mizikowski, his first, team 5th. Perfect trip that time for Brandon DeCosmo. It's 12-7 Hazleton area. Grant Carter, who's been guarded closely so far in this opening quarter by Russ Kanzler. I believe has taken only 1 shot. That didn't fall for him. But he's looking to get a shot off here. Taking it right to the basket. Had it blocked by Kanzler. Fiorel try to hurry. Slips down. Mizikowski up with it. Good if it goes. It will fall short at the end of 1. 12-7 Hazleton area.
Tresco Superfoods full-service catering, the area's favorite catering service.
Delicious homemade food, expertly prepared and served.
Business lunches, parties, company outings, graduations, and holidays.
Or just those informal get-togethers with family and friends.
Tresco Superfoods full-service catering. We handle all the details.
On-site cooking, prepare and deliver, or you can pick it up.
Tresco Superfoods full-service catering. Select from our complete menu.
And we'll do the rest.
Tresco Superfoods full-service catering, the area's favorite catering service.
Hazel Drugs is the area's most reliable source for vitamins
and those hard-to-find nutritional supplements.
Hazel Drugs is the only pharmacy in northeastern Pennsylvania to have certified clinical nutritionist and menopause educator on staff.
Our state-of-the-art compounding facility allows us to compound medications from scratch.
We specialize in compounding natural hormones for women and men.
Hazel Drug will even compound and flavor your pet's medication in an easy-to-administer dosage.
Hazel Drugs,
one of America's oldest
and most respected
drug stores.
Welcome back to the Huey McGeehan Gymnasium at Hazleton Area High School. Started second quarter, Hazleton Area up 5.
Marty, we talk about shooting field goals. Hazleton 2 for 9. Crestwood 3 for 9 from the floor. Free throws. Hazleton 7 for 10. Crestwood 1 for 2. Rebounding almost even. 6 for Hazleton, 5 for Crestwood. Turnovers 4 for Hazleton, 5 for Crestwood.
Hazleton Area in the white, going from right to left on your screen. Starting the second quarter with Price to Cosmo, Kanzler, Fior, and Gutsy. Russ Kanzler with the ball, and Gutsy gets it out to Kanzler with the little pump fake pull-up jumper. Doesn't roll in for him. And offensive rebound for Gutsy. Doesn't fall. Price put back. Doesn't go. And a rebound for Wyrock.
You have to convert. You have 3 shots at that basket. You have to convert one of them.
Mizikowski ahead. Doesn't get it to fall. And a rebound for DeCosmo. And after a tight defensive opening quarter, early flurry here in the second. Crestwood starts this quarter with Carter, Prushinsky, Wyrock, Mizikowski, and Josh Kowalski. Gutsy gets it over to DeCosmo. Off a Gutsy screen, DeCosmo's shot is short. Loose ball, and Carter up with it. Gets it to Mizikowski. Carter with it, setting up the offense. Wants to clear out against Kanzler. Prushinsky on the wing. Loose ball, and it's picked up by Gutsy. And Brian Fior will check with Coach Leib what he wants to run here. Approaching 6 minutes left in the half. 12-7 Hazleton Area with the lead. And there's a 3 for Brandon DeCosmo. He's got 5 in the game. 15-7, Hazleton area.
Cosmo with a nice look at the basket, Marty. Put the 3-ball up and it went for him. About a minute and a half before the first basket here in the second quarter from either team.
Wyrock to Carter on the wing. Prashinsky, his jumper off back rim. And a putback for Mizikoski. I believe they're going to rule he was on the floor when he was fouled.
And fouled from behind.
Foul was on Gutsy, his first, team second. Dan Kowalski is back in for Crestwood. Ryan Roebuck back in for Hazleton area. Mizikoski kicks it out. Josh Kowalski's shot doesn't go, and a rebound for Kanzler.
Marty, Hazleton's on a 10-1 run over the last 6+ minutes.
Kanzler lost it on the way up, and he was fouled. Russ Kanzler will be heading to the free throw line. And it was on Matt Mizikoski, his second, team 6. So Mizikoski and Dan Kowalski, 2 personals apiece for Crestwood.
One of the things Hazleton area has done pretty well, he shot the ball from the foul line, which has really helped him.
And a timeout has been called. 30-second timeout taken by Crestwood. And that stat you gave us before, Joe, will now be a 11-1 run.
Over the last almost 7 minutes, 11-1 run by Hazleton area. The other thing right now, Marty, with that first foul shot made, Hazleton area is 8 for 11 from the line.
And I believe where that 11-1 run started was the foul on Gutsy and the subsequent technical called against Coach Atherton.
We got a thumbs up on that, so I think you're right.
Good to see that the steel trap hasn't rusted shut.
That's right.
Kanzler heads back to the free throw line for his second of 2 free throws and tries to give Hazleton area their biggest lead of double digits. He hits it. It's a 10-point Cougar lead. Kanzler with 4 in the ball game. And some pressure from Hazleton area. Dan Kowalski gets it back to Josh Kowalski. Carter hasn't found much room tonight. Carter takes the jumper, had the shot altered, but that may have been because he was fouled on the play.
And Kanzler a little upset. I think Kanzler felt he had all ball and didn't really make the foul. I don't know if we'll get another chance to look at that.
First on Kanzler, team 3rd. But you got to give Kanzler a lot of credit for the almost quarter and a half of nice defense on Grant Carter to start this ball game.
We talked about finding someone else from Crestwood to help Carter, and I think Kanzler's doing a great job on him defensively. They're going to need some other people to step up to score.
And Carter, I didn't have a chance to jinx him, Joe, shooting 83% from the free throw line, but went 0 for 2 on that trip. And no foul there. Ball knocked out of bounds off of Crestwood. Wyrock looks a little injured. Joe, he almost looks like maybe he just got the wind knocked out of him and he's just trying to get it back. Inside, Kanzler takes it right at him, gets the basket to go. Kanzler has 4 of his 6 here in the second, and it's 19-7. And a traveling called against Crestwood gives it back to Hazleton area.
Strong move to the basket by Kanzler. I think Coach Atherton's probably going to have to think about a timeout here. Get the ball game, get away from him. It's 19-7, 12-point deficit. Crestwood down right now.
And Joe, we saw this a couple weeks ago. Berwick hung in against the tough defense for about a quarter and a half, and then you just saw the Hazleton area defense take the game over, as they're trying to do here. Fiore with the jumper gives him 4 points on the night, and it's a 14-point lead.
No, Marty, it's almost like they do it silently. I mean, they really have played well. The first part of the first quarter, they were turning the ball over, but they shot well from the line, and now they're starting to shoot better from the floor.
And a big call right here is Russ Kanzler has picked up his second personal. And I would think maybe with the 14-point lead, maybe Coach Live maybe won't go with the pressure man, may leave Kanzler in there, but may come up with another defense for the last 3:41. And Grant Carter missed another free throw.
You had mentioned Marty, 83% shooter, and he's 0 for 3 in the last 2 times at the line.
And Coach Live isn't going to take any chances. He gets Kanzler out of the game, brings Andy Price in. Carter now has his first point of the game, and it's 21-8 Hazleton area. Now we'll see from this point if Crestwood can get back in with Kanzler on the bench with the 2 personal fouls. They trail by 13, under 3.5 left in the half. A timeout taken by Hazleton area. And it's a 30-second timeout taken by Coach Live. Both teams left with 3 fulls and a 30.
One of the areas when Hazleton goes up on a team, Marty, instead of running with the ball, they now come to the floor. They use the clock. They set their offense. That's why they're such a good basketball team. They're able to do that. They can go from the running game, and they set their offense. They use some of the clock. They try to look for that very good shot.
Crestwood has gone a full quarter plus without making a field goal. Last one, 3:37 remaining in the opening quarter. They trail by 13. And Kanzler has come back into the game, replacing Price. So we'll see when Hazleton area gets to the defensive end of the floor. As Gutsy's shot doesn't go, Kanzler had the rebound, lost it, but Roebuck gets it out to Fiore for 3. He's got 7, and it's a 16-point Cougar lead.
Nice job by Hazleton area getting the ball across the floor and then for the open 3.
Tipped around, and Fiore has it for the Cougars. You see the time remaining in this opening half. Coming up at the half, it'll be the GMP Communications halftime stats, so we invite you to stay tuned for that. And I have a feeling, Joe, a lot of those are going to benefit Hazleton area.
There's no doubt about it.
Kanzler's fadeaway doesn't go. Tipped out of the hands of Wyrock, out of bounds. It'll be Crestwood basketball.
We talk about shooting from the floor. Crestwood's really struggling right now. Kanzler's done a great job defensively on Carter. He's taken him completely out of his game. And so as I had mentioned earlier, someone from Crestwood, someone else needs to step up and score.
Wyrock has 7 to lead the Comets. 24-10, Hazleton area. J.R. Doyle is in the game replacing Kanzler. DeCosmo in the corner. Gets it over to Fiore. 2 minutes left in the opening half. A 14-point Cougar lead. DeCosmo for 3. And a rebound for Roebuck. Out to Fiore. Pull up from the free throw line, doesn't fall. Tipped up, and I believe we're going to have an over-the-back foul, maybe on Roebuck.
I believe it is going to be Roebuck, Marty. Up. No, they called it on. Oh, they did call it on Roebuck. He looked like he committed the foul when he went up over the top, and I thought he signaled 24 instead.
That's Roebuck's first, team 5th. And you know, a lot of times we talk about that magical number, getting it under double digits before halftime is the goal for Crestwood. Minute and a half left in the half, down 14.
Down by 14, as you had mentioned, more. They need to get a shot up. They're going to have a foul underneath.
Fouls on J.R. Doyle, his first, team sixth. Wyrock, we talked about a second source of scoring. Wyrock has 9. He comes into the game averaging 5.8. So the offensive game being stepped up so far by Michael Wyrock for Crestwood. Last minute of play in the half. 24-12 Hazleton area.
Again, part of the game, Marty. Hazleton very good, setting their offense, using the clock. They're up by 12. No hurry.
Very content, if you will, to take the air out of the basketball.
There are some teams that try to do it, they can't do it, but Hazleton's very good at it. Well disciplined.
Fiore will check the clock. Approaching 10 seconds remaining. To Cosmo. He's going to have to hurry. Now he picked up his dribble. Out to Fiore. He's going to take it to the basket. Inside the Doyle. Beats the buzzer. Basket is good. Great pass from Fiore to J.R. Doyle. And Hazleton area will take a 26-12 lead into the locker room at the half. We'll be back with more from the Huey McGeehan Gymnasium. The score, Hazleton area 26, Crestwood 12. We'll be back right after this.
A winning smile. It's not the secret to success, but it sure helps. Protect your smile by visiting Dr. Weiss for complete dental services. Dr. Weiss offers a full-service denture laboratory located on the premises. 5 dentists, 2 hygienists, and a team of caring technicians and assistants. Specializing in quality dentures and repairs, complete general dentistry, extractions, cleaning, and caps. Dr. Weiss for your complete dental care.
When you need money to make it happen, give us a call and we'll get snapping. We're your hometown money people down the street with friendly service you just can't beat.
If you need money for school, home improvement, a vacation, bill consolidation, or a mortgage for that dream house,
getting the cash you need is a breeze, cause we're your hometown money people. We aim to please.
call Hazleton Financial Services today.
Serving your money needs is a snap.
Welcome back to the Huey McGeehan Gymnasium at Hazleton Area High School. At the half, the Cougars with a 26-12 lead over Crestwood. Thank you for joining us for live high school boys basketball action. I'm Marty Burns, joined by Jonah Melfi. Jim Burns on stats. Coming up a little bit later in halftime, we'll have the GMP Communications halftime stats. And Joe, just like the last time we had the Cougars under Bruce Libon, got to talk about their defense, particularly the defense on leading scorer for Crestwood, Grant Carter, only 1 point from the free throw line. And most of that defensive assignment has come from Russ Kanzler.
Yeah, I'll tell you, he really has done a nice job on Carter. And Wyrock has stepped up for Crestwood, but it's not enough. They need, if Carter's not going to score, they need 2 or 3 other players to step up. Hazleton area right now started slow. They turned the ball all over a couple of times in the first quarter, but they've started to pick their game up. They're running the floor. They set their offense. They've done a nice job. Fiore did a great job with penetration right at the end of the first half for the easy layup.
And when you talk about Hazleton area offensively, they're getting the balance. Brian Fiore with 7, Justin Gutsy and Russ Kanzler 6 apiece, Brandon DeCosmo with 5.
And again, we go back to the defensively. I mean, if you have a player that's a leading scorer and at halftime he has 1 point, you have to know that the defensive player is doing a great job, which is, as I had mentioned earlier, Russ Kanzler.
We're going to take a break. At the half, the score, Hazleton area 26, Crestwood 12.
Cupid Cupid is polishing up his arrows this year, and Cupid's golden arrow could be coming your way. Through the cooperation of WYLN and local participating merchants from the greater Hazleton area, one lucky person can win the Cupid Grand Prize Package, which includes dinner for two at Damon's Grill, an overnight stay at the Fairfield Inn, a piece of fine jewelry from Walker's Jewelers, 1 dozen roses from Smith Floral, a box of candy from Jacob's Candies, a designer fragrance from Hazel Drugs, Swedish massage from the spa at Eagle Rock, tanning certificate from the tanning station, 1-month fitness package from Jerry's Fitness, a round of golf for two at Sand Springs, and for those warm, cozy nights at home, a special savings package from Service Electric Cablevision or GMP Communications.
What a prize package. Cupid hit the target with this one. Win this and make your sweetheart's day a little bit sweeter. 1 entry per person per location, please. Deadline to enter February 9th. Winner to be announced during the WYLN 35 news program on Wednesday, February 11th.
Cooking pasta is easy, but when it's time to drain, it's a pain. Stop! Introducing Pasta Pot Express, the perfect all-in-one cook, strain, and drain pasta pot. Watch, just cook your favorite pasta, lock on the Pasta Pot Express drain and strain lid, and in seconds you've strained and drained through the locking colander pot top. It's that simple. The Pasta Pot Express has a super non-stick surface, and it's not just a pasta pot. Now you can brown a pot roast and drain the fat with ease. Watch, the locking lid easily drains 5 pounds of carrots. Cook pounds of pasta plus all your favorite dishes. Order your Pasta Pot Express with Deluxe Recipe Guide direct for only $14.99 and get the personal pasta pot, spoon, grater, and chopper, a free gift pack. Pay only shipping and handling. Order now.
To order your Pasta Pot Express gift pack, have your credit card ready and call this toll-free number, or send your check or money order to the address on your screen. You can also use your checking account just like a credit card. Have your account number ready when you call.
Did you know this was coming? Well, if you're looking for your local forecast, then you need to tune into 35 News. Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacic for the most accurate forecast for your area. Joe gets you ahead of the storm with live, up-to-the-minute conditions on when and where the storm will hit with WYLN's own weather station based right in Hazleton. Don't be left out in the cold anymore. Now you'll know how much to expect. For all the latest weather information, tune to 35 News and Joe Garbacic weekdays live at 5 on your #1 local news station, WYLN.
Welcome back to the Huey McGean Gymnasium at Hazleton Area High School at the half in this boys high school basketball interconference matchup. From Division II Crestwood, Division I Hazleton Area, the Cougars of Hazleton Area with the 26-12 lead over Crestwood. I'm Marty Burns, joined by Joe DeMelfi, Jim Burns on stats. And Joe, we talked about how Crestwood needed to find a second source of, or third source of scoring. They've gotten that from Michael Wyrock. Now they need to try to find ways to get Grant Carter going offensively.
And I think that's one of the things they're talking about in the locker room right now, Marty. How do we get Carter the ball so that he can have an opportunity to add to the scoring threat for Crestwood?
And I believe they're ready. It's now time for the GMP Communications halftime stats, compiled by Jim Burns. And as always, we thank GMP Communications for being the sponsor of the halftime stats.
There we go, Marty. Crestwood, we're looking at 5 for 15 from the floor. Hazleton 7 for 23. 33% shooting for Crestwood, 30% for Hazleton. 3-pointers, Crestwood has not made one. Hazleton 3 for 5, so they're shooting well from 3-point range, 60%. 2 for 6, Crestwood is shooting from the foul line. Hazleton 9 for 12, 75% from the foul line. Rebounding, Hazleton 14-8 over Crestwood. Offensive rebounds 7-2, and that's a big statistic right there. Turnovers, Crestwood was 7, Hazleton with 4. Interesting, all 4 came in the first quarter when we said they seemed to be struggling.
And they had no turnovers in that second quarter. They increased their lead by 9. We thank Jim Burns for compiling the GMP Communications halftime stats. At the half, the score, Hazleton Area 26 and Crestwood 12. We'll be back with the second half right after this.
Cupid is polishing up his arrows this year, and Cupid's golden arrow could be coming your way. Through the cooperation of WYLN and local participating merchants from the greater Hazleton area, one lucky person can win the Cupid Grand Prize Package, which includes dinner for two at Damon's Grill, an overnight stay at the Fairfield Inn, a piece of fine jewelry from Walker's Jewelers, 1 dozen roses from Smith Floral, a box of candy from Jacob's Candies, a designer fragrance from Hazel Drugs, Swedish massage from the spa at Eagle Rock, tanning certificate from the tanning station, 1-month fitness package from Jerry's Fitness, a round of golf for two at Sand Springs, and for those warm, cozy nights at home, a special savings package from Service Electric Cablevision or GMP Communications.
What a prize package. Cupid hit the target with this one. Win this and make your sweetheart's day a little bit sweeter. 1 entry per person per location, please. Deadline to enter February 9th. Winner to be announced during the WYLN 35 News program on Wednesday, February 11th.
What keeps you from getting the exercise you need? Is it lack of time? Are you afraid of doing something wrong?
Chances are you've seen us talking about the Total Gym before, wondering, is it really as good as they say? The fact is, it's even better than we say.
So what kind of body do you want? Maybe you just want to trim and tone your body.
Or if you want the strength and conditioning of a world-class athlete or a bodybuilder, the Total Gym can help you get there faster than you've ever imagined. So why not give it a try? Believe me, once you try it, you'll be hooked on it. I know, I've used mine for over 20 years.
Now you can own the Total Gym for as little as $29.95 a month charged on your credit card. And Total Gym won't charge you a penny of interest. Our best offer ever.
To try your Total Gym, call 1-800-888-1719. That's 1-800-888-1719.
And so many people, they think of Italian food, they think of red sauce all the time. And what I show you here, 90% of the stuff that I do is not red sauces. There's so much more to Italian cuisine than red sauce, am I right? I mean, look at that. You can bring that to the president, to the king, whoever you want to, and they're gonna love that. There's so much more to Italian cuisine than that red sauce.
Welcome back to the Huey McGeehan Gymnasium at Hazleton Area High School. Getting set for the start of the third quarter. Both teams on the floor. Crestwood will get the ball to start. They're in the red going from right to left. We'll start with Carter, Cron, Wyrock, Dan Kowalski, and Mizakowski. Their original starting five. Hazleton Area going with their original starting five. Gutsy, DeCosmo, Kanzler, Roebuck, and Fior. And Hazleton Area gets a steal on the opening possession of the second half.
Not a good way for Crestwood to start, Marty. They turn the ball over within the first 30 seconds. They're down by 14. Need to be a little more patient with the ball.
Hazleton Area very patient offensively. Fior to Roebuck to DeCosmo. One of the things with this patience, Joe, not a lot of dribbling out there.
Not a lot of dribbling, moving the ball with the pass, and they're using time off the clock, which Crestwood cannot afford.
Gutsy's pull-up jumper doesn't go. Tip for the loose ball, and it'll remain with Hazleton Area. Kanzler, quick jumper, goes. Russ Kanzler has 8 to lead the Cougars. 28-12, Hazleton Area.
Now Crestwood's really caught between a rock and a hard place more. They have to get the ball down the floor. They have to be a little patient for a good shot, but they need to get the ball up because time is winding down, even though we're early in the third quarter.
Wyrock tried to go to the basket. I believe he was fouled by Roebuck. It'll be Roebuck's second, team first. And a steal for Gutsy. Ahead to Fior. Jumper by DeCosmo doesn't go, and a rebound for Wyrock ahead to Carter. Kicked ahead to Dan Kowalski. That doesn't fall on a rebound for DeCosmo.
They can't afford to convert the turnover after the shot. They need to get the ball down the floor. They have to convert some points, Marty.
Kanzler looking inside for Roebuck. Deflected, and Mizikoski has it for Crestwood. Mizikoski's pull-up jumper is good. Matt Mizikoski has 4. And it's 28-14 Hazleton area. You see it on the Stroman Mayer third quarter scoreboard. Rebound is corralled by Mizikoski. Got it ahead to Wyrock. Michael Wyrock leads all scorers with 11. And the deficit is cut to 12.
Doing a nice job getting the ball down the floor. Crestwood is very quickly to convert the last 2 baskets in the same fashion.
Kanzler at the top, over to Fior. Kanzler for 3, it's good. Russ Kanzler's 3 gives them 11, and it's a 15-point lead. Full timeout. Cougars up 15.
I'll go. All right, you two, that's enough goofing around.
I think I'm afraid.
Time to turn out the light.
Wait, Mom, I just got to the best part.
This moment brought to you by Sylvan Learning Center.
I never liked reading, and Sylvan showed me how fun it can be.
We call our approach the Sylvan Advantage. It's individual attention from highly trained and certified teachers, plus progress reports for you.
Now in Hazleton, Sylvan Learning Center, Beltway Commons, Airport Road. Call 459-3270.
The seasons come and go, but here in Pennsylvania Dutch country, time stands still. And in this tradition of care and quality, we created Stroman Dutch Country bread and rolls. Like soft, fresh potato bread, 100% whole wheat. And Dutch Country potato rolls, each an original recipe, all delicious. Look in the Dutch Country section for the kind of bread you thought went out with the horse and buggy. Dutch Country, only from Stroman.
After the Kanzler 3, Crestwood took a full timeout, trailing by 15.
Marty, Crestwood a little lax defensively, and Kanzler gets a great look at the basket and puts the 3 up, and he makes it. Shoots the ball extremely well from the outside. Cannot let him have that good look at the basket.
Carter trying to get going offensively for Crestwood. Looking inside for Kowalski, save to Wyrock. Carter will take a 3 and hit it. Grant Carter has 4, and the deficit back to 12. It's 31-19.
Carter was a little hurried with the shot, but still put it up and made it. You can tell that he has the potential, obviously, to score a lot of points. Just doesn't have the opportunity at this point.
Fior gets it back to DeCosmo. Fior gets a DeCosmo screen, and he gives it back to DeCosmo. Loose ball, and still loose. Carter has it. Tried to save it, but he went out of bounds. It'll be Hazleton area basketball. Krasinski is back in for Crestwood. Mizikoski sits down. Andy Price is in for the Cougars. And I believe we had a moving screen down on the baseline. That's going to be on Andy Price, his second. Team second. So Crestwood will have the basketball with a chance to get this to 10, or with a 3, get it under double digits to 9.
You have to take advantage of an opportunity right here, Marty.
Yeah, I believe a holding foul is going to be called against Gutsy. All of a sudden, Hazleton area now with 4 players with 2 personals. Gutsy, Kanzler, Roebuck, and Price.
What's surprising is Kanzler, with only 2, playing as tight a defense as he is on Carter right now.
J.R. Doyle is back in as the Cosmo will get a breather. Carter gets some screens, takes the 3, doesn't roll in for him. Offensive putback for Prashinsky, doesn't go, but he'll be going to the free throw line.
That's one of the few times tonight that Crestwood has had an opportunity with an offensive putback, Marty. He was fouled in the process.
The fouls are piling up. J.R. Doyle has picked up his 2nd, team 4th. And Prashinsky hits the 1st. Two out of 2 for Prashinsky. It's a 10-point game. 31-21 Hazleton area. And Joe, I don't know if you're getting the same feeling, but you almost feel Crestwood creeping back into this game, hoping for a shot in the 4th quarter.
One of the things and we talk about getting it under double digits, and they have an opportunity to do that on their next possession if we're going to have a foul on the baseline.
Doyle was fouled going to the basket. It's on Cron, his 2nd, team 1st of the half. Cron, Mizakowski, and Dan Kowalski with 2 personals for Crestwood. Kanzler, little runner off back rim, rebounded by Price. And I believe they're going to rule 2 Hazleton area players had the basketball and moved with it. A walk is called.
Yeah, there was collision underneath a little bit. Both players went up, Marty. And when Price came down, he staggered because he couldn't get his balance, and they called him for the walk. I'd mentioned earlier, if Crestwood can convert here, they're going to have it down to 8, possibly 7.
Roebuck, Farley, and DeCosmo check in for Hazleton area as Gutsy, Price, and Doyle sit down. And a travel called on Kowalski.
What caused the travel? Tough defense, Marty. I mean, there's no doubt Hazleton area can play that man-to-man as well as anybody I've seen. They caused the travel. Turn it over. The Cougars have the ball.
Kanzler at the top, finds Fior on the wing. Farley to DeCosmo. DeCosmo gets doubled but finds Farley for 3. Tipped up and rebounded by Wyrock. 2 minutes left in the 3rd. A 10-point Hazleton area lead can be trimmed under double digits with a Crestwood basket here. Loose ball, and it's going to remain with Crestwood. Nice hustle by Kanzler. Mizakowski checks back in. Dan Kowalski takes a breather. There you see Russ Kanzler. He has 11 points to lead the Cougars, but bigger contribution on the defensive side of the ball.
No doubt about it.
Great defense tonight against Grant Carter, leading scorer for Crestwood, holding him so far to 4 points. Wyrock taking it to the basket. Doesn't go. Tipped around, and I believe Wyrock is going to commit the foul.
As a coach, you hate to see that foul. Wyrock missed the shot. Hazleton area at the rebound. He sort of reached in right at the end, and they got him for the foul.
Wyrock's first, team 2nd. Fior brings it across the timeline under a minute and a half left in the 3rd. Hazleton area trying to improve on a 10-point lead. Farley, little runner in the lane, and I believe he's going to be called for an offensive foul.
Farley trying to take it to the basket, was called for the foul. We've been at 31-21 for the last minute and a half, almost 2 minutes, Marty. Crestwood can't get it under 10.
Ron feeling some pressure from Fior in the full court. Outstanding senior point guard is Brian Fior, and here's a steal. Fior taking it to the basket, and he was fouled. Brian Fior will go to the line to shoot 2.
Every time Crestwood comes down the floor, Marty, with an opportunity to trim the lead that Hazleton has, they turn the ball over. And again, it's a big part of that is the defense that Hazleton area is playing.
Fior hits the first. Brian Fior goes 2 for 2. He's got 9 points on the night for Hazleton area. Lead is back to 12. Last minute of play in the third quarter. 33-21, Hazleton area in the lead.
Still, there you go. We're holding.
And I believe we're going to have a foul called against Glenn Farley. That's his second. Team 6th already in the half, so from here on out, Crestwood will be shooting free throws on the next Hazleton area foul. Carter gets it to Cron, to Mizikoski. Carter tries an up and under leaner, and he was fouled. That'll be 3 on Russ Kanzler.
Coach Live upset with the call.
And there you get a look at the senior Grant Carter. J.R. Doyle's going to check in for Kanzler, as with 24.6 seconds left, Coach Live doesn't want Kanzler to pick up a fourth before the fourth quarter.
Exactly, Marty. As you mentioned, 25 seconds approximately. You don't want him to go into the fourth quarter with 4 fouls.
Some full court pressure, a double team on Fior. Mizikoski's going to get a layup. Mizikoski has 6, and it's an 8-point lead. And again, they're going to try to double Fior, but he kicks it ahead to Farley. And another steal. Time for Crestwood. Mizikoski pump fake, and he is fouled with 2.3 seconds left. Mizikoski has a chance to cut the deficit to 6. And how about Coach Atherton with Kanzler going to the bench, coming with the full court pressure and forcing Fior to give up the basketball.
Well, one of the things, and again, the full court pressure obviously did the trick, and they've turned it over. Hazleton area's turned it over, and Crestwood's been able to convert. They just missed the first foul there.
And Farley will sit down as Price will check in. Mizikoski will have a chance at another. Short, tipped up, and Doyle will go the length of the court, won't go, but at the end of 3, 33-25, Hazleton.
Discover the world of sports at Bob's Sporting Goods, where individual, courteous service and attention is still a tradition. Come in to browse. You'll be amazed at the selection of merchandise crammed to the ceiling. Baseball, hockey, soccer, darts, basketball, football, fishing, hunting, footwear, t-shirts, shorts, and sweat clothing. Lettering done on the premises, plus state-of-the-art embroidery. Bob's Sporting Goods, 133 North Wyoming Street, downtown Hazleton. Call 455-1421.
Allstate Insurance Company, with 2 locations to serve all of your insurance and financial needs, conveniently located at the 22nd Street Plaza in Hazleton or 128 East Broad Street, Tamaqua. Call us today at 454-1981 or 668-5133. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Heading to the fourth quarter here at the UE McGeehan Gymnasium, Hazleton area with an 8-point lead. Joe, Crestwood had 12 points at halftime. They scored 13 into third to cut the deficit to 8.
And I'll tell you what, the last couple of minutes, they had some turnovers. They were able to convert the turnovers into points. Hazleton, no field goal the last 4 minutes and 50 seconds, which also helped Crestwood to cut that deficit.
Hazleton area in the white, going from left to right on your screen. Start the fourth quarter with the basketball with their original starting 5. Fior, Gutsy, Kanzler, Roebuck, and DeCosmo on the floor. Fior gets it to Roebuck. His pull-up jumper doesn't go. Tipped up, rebounded by Prashinsky. He is out there with Josh Kowalski, Carter, Wyrock, and Mizakowski. Carter got a screen, and the pass eluded him. Ball will go to Hazleton area.
He had some room to the basket, Marty, but the pass just hit him in the knee and bounced away.
And it'll be interesting to see in this fourth quarter with Kanzler with the 3 personals, if they go to more of a set where they'll clear it out for Carter and even at worst, force a foul on Kanzler.
I would think you would try to do that. And again, once he gets 4, it's going to be tough for him to play a real tight defense.
And I believe DeCosmo traveled. Turnover gives it back to the Comets, down 8. 54 seconds into the fourth. Thank you for joining us tonight on WYLN. I'm Marty Burns, joined by Joe DeMelfi. Jim Burns on the stats. A minute into the fourth. Hazleton area 33, Crestwood 25. Carter on the wing. Wyrock gets it to Kowalski. That jumper was blocked, tipped around, and Fior has it for Hazleton area.
Justin Gutsy with a great defensive play with blocking that jumper, Marty.
DeCosmo at the top to Gutsy. His leaner off the board doesn't go. Tipped up. Loose ball corralled by Fior. And Hazleton area will reset. Kanzler.
Hazleton is struggling from the floor right now, Marty. Can't get anything to go.
DeCosmo gets the 3 to go. He's got 8 on his second 3 of the game. Gets the lead back to 11, 36-25.
All I had to do was mention they're struggling, and he puts it up from the 3 range and makes the shot.
And a timeout is going to be taken by Coach Atherton of Crestwood.
Timeout, Crestwood.
It's a full timeout. They're down 11.
Morbid obesity. It can mean a lifetime of physical pain, declining health, ridicule, and feeling like you never fit in. But now there's something you can do. Gastric bypass surgery. It's the only proven method of achieving long-term weight loss for the severely obese. Just ask Hazleton's Robert Boger.
My heaviest was 461. I couldn't walk, I couldn't bend over. I never wanted to go any place. Picnics, parties. It was pathetic already. I just got myself so far down in the dump already. I was so depressed. I just gave up on everything.
Robert finally consulted with Dr. Michael Bono, a leading expert in gastric bypass surgery.
It's unbelievable. So far I lost over 240 pounds. This operation really changes your life around. You have a whole different outlook on life.
Call today for free information about the advantages of gastric bypass surgery. This call could change your life forever.
After the timeout, Crestwood left with 1 full and a 30-second timeout in this ball game, down 11. Wyrock on the wing, looks for Prashinsky. Prashinsky kicks it back out to Wyrock. Kowalski found Mizakowski, and Kowalski will get it back. Finds Carter cutting the lane. He gets the left-hander to go. Grant Carter has 7 of his 8 points here in the second half. Deficit back down to 9, approaching 5 minutes left in the fourth.
Nice pass inside to Carter for the layup. First time tonight, really, that he's had that good of a look at the basket underneath.
And this time Carter will pick up the foul guarding Kanzler. Be his first, team fourth. And Joe, may not be a bad foul. Trailing by 9, under 5 minutes left. That is only the fourth team foul. You know, if you want them to start shooting free throws, you're going to have to get into the penalty soon. Kanzler's shot is rebounded by Wyrock. Crestwood trailing by 9 with the basketball.
Crestwood getting a good all-around game from Wyrock tonight, Marty. Not only under the boards, but shooting the ball.
Mizikowski's shot rebounded by Roebuck. And Fior will slow it down for the Cougars. Take control of the basketball and take time off the clock. And a turnover. And that was one of those we talk about it a lot in football. Looking at where you're going before you catch it.
That's right. And the other thing is, you know, just a little lax. You're looking to where you're going to pass the ball, and all of a sudden the ball's bouncing and hits you in the leg, and you lose control of it.
J.R. Doyle is into the game for Roebuck for Hazelton area. Mizikowski finds Kowalski inside. Josh Kowalski's first basket. And it's a 7-point Hazelton area lead. 36-29, approaching halfway through the fourth, and we're going to have a reach-in foul. I believe they may call it against Mizikowski, but we'll wait for the official call.
Crestwood's done a nice job of whittling the lead that Hazelton had at the half. It was 14 points. The early part of the third quarter looked like Crestwood's going to have a tough time, but they've got it down to 7 right now.
Foul was actually against Josh Kowalski, his first, team 5th. Doyle guarded closely by Wyrock. Goes by him but had it knocked away. Mizikowski loses it. Carter for 3. It's good. Grant Carter has 11, and the deficit is down to 4.
Carter's hit a couple of threes here in the last minute and a half.
Hazelton area will take a timeout. And it's going to be a full timeout. Cougars up 4.
In sports, teamwork is everything. The same can be said of our emergency room. This is ER Plus, real-life heroes. Skilled physicians and staff working together using modern technology, whether patients have minor or serious emergencies. ER Plus at Berwick Hospital Center. Quality care right here. We salute our real-life heroes.
I get service calls like this all the time. Guy down the street makes an illegal cable connection, and all of a sudden, your picture isn't what it used to be. Illegal connections and receivers can leak signal and play havoc with reception all through the neighborhood. Think about it. They steal cable and your picture gets messed up. Victimless crime? What do you think?
Report cable theft anonymously at cabletheft.com.
Welcome back to the Huey McGean Gymnasium. 3:35 remaining in the fourth quarter. Hazelton area's lead is down to 4.
Marty, Crestwood on a 16-5 run in the last 9+ minutes.
And Joe, in that 9+ minutes, only a DeCosmo 3, the only field goal for Hazelton area. We talked about the Hazelton area defense in the first half. Give Crestwood credit here in the second. They've picked it up on the defensive end as well. Gutsy gets it to DeCosmo. Inside to Kanzler. Shot is up and good. Russ Kanzler has 13 to lead all scores. Lead is back to 6.
Great move to the basket by Kanzler. Get it inside. Strong move to the basket for the 2.
And a travel. We'll give the ball back to Hazelton area.
Crucial now, Marty, when you have an offensive possession, you have to put some points on the board. Crestwood down by 6. They whittled that lead from 14 at the half. And now it's 6. They have to be able to take advantage of those offensive possessions.
Now Crestwood has to get a steal here because Hazleton area has the capability of holding on to this basketball. Gutsy took it to the basket and a rebound for Dan Kowalski. And he throws it away. Hazleton area gets it back.
Crestwood with a great break. Gutsy had a good look at the basket. Ball bounced off the back of the rim, and then Crestwood turns it over. Can't do it, especially against this Hazleton team. 2:20 left. They do a very good job of slowing it down, setting the offense, as we had mentioned before.
Two minutes left in the fourth. 38-32. Hazleton area with the lead. Kanzler gives it back to Fior. And I would think pretty soon Crestwood's going to have to start fouling.
Exactly, and they just made a move to foul. Thought he was going to commit the foul. Now he does. Number 32 for Crestwood. Kowalski makes the foul.
Well, that's only the 16th foul, so Crestwood's going to have to foul again to get Hazleton area in the penalty, and they'll take their last 30-second timeout. Does Crestwood? They'll have one full timeout remaining. Hazleton area will have 2 fulls and a 30 left in this game.
Thought Crestwood would make an effort to foul a little earlier, Marty. At about the 2-minute mark, Hazleton area was able to bring it down to 133. They're up by 6, and they have possession of the ball.
There you see Bruce Leib with his Cougar basketball team setting up what he wants to do. Talking about the last minute 33. And I would think, hate to jinx him again, but we talked about a great free throw shooter as point guard Brian Fior. You want to keep the ball in 22's hands as much as possible.
I would think so, and if they're going to commit the foul, have them foul Fior.
Gutsy will inbound.
I think you're going to do it, Marty. You need to do it quick. Minute 33, as we had mentioned. I don't think you want to run the clock down too far with your Crestwood without committing the foul.
Looking to double, and they get the steal. Mizikowski to the basket. And the lead is cut to 4. Gutsy looking for DeCosmo. And DeCosmo is going to be fouled. And Brandon DeCosmo will go to the free throw line for a 1-and-1 with 1:10 left in the fourth. Carter picks up his second. Team 7.
Crestwood doing a nice job defensively in the turnover and converting for the 2 points. 4 points. They're down by 4. 1:10 left.
DeCosmo hits the first. Two big free throws for Brandon DeCosmo. He's in double figures with 10, and it's a 6-point lead. 30-second timeout taken by Hazleton area. Coach Leib wants to set up his defense.
Set up the defense. Crestwood has to get the ball down the floor. They're down by 6. They need to get the ball up. They have to good look at the basket, but they can't afford to take a lot of time to do that, Marty. They need to get their offense in gear, set to play, and get the ball up, as I had mentioned.
And the other thing Coach Leib may be wanting to do here, if Crestwood scores, letting his Cougars know what he wants to do when they come with the full court pressure.
Right. They've handled the ball fairly well, although Crestwood has played last time down the floor. Crestwood had some pressure, was able to get the turnover and then convert 2 points.
Minute 10 remaining. Hazleton area 40, Crestwood 34. Carter running the baseline, looking to try to get open. Inside to Prashinsky, may have had it blocked by Price, and Price up with it. Fior will be fouled.
Big defensive play by Price underneath.
Mizikoski's third. Team eighth. Brian Fiore to the line for a 1-and-1. We invite you to stay tuned at the end of tonight's game for our Eagle Rock Player of the Game. Fiore is in double figures now with 10. And Hazelton area has a chance here to get the lead up to 8. And it's 42-34. Hazelton area. Under a minute left in the ball game. Kowalski. And that may have been blocked, but also Kowalski was fouled. And if you're Coach Leib, that's the last thing you want your team to do is to have Crestwood score with no time run off
And I think he's looking out saying why at that point.
Josh Kowalski hits the first. Kowalski goes 2 for 2. Cron checks in. Crestwood sets up the full court pressure defense. Fiore with it. He's going to dribble time off the clock, eludes Crestwood defenders. And Fiore is going to be fouled with 34.6 seconds left.
As you had mentioned, Marty, that's not the guy you want to see at the line if you're Crestwood, but he did a nice job. Took 10 seconds off the clock, dribbling the ball, and then was fouled. He'll go to the line.
Fiore will have a chance at another free throw. Doesn't get that one to fall. Crestwood is up 7. Carter up and under. 3 is short. Loose ball corralled by Gutsy. And he had it stolen by Mizikoski. Loose ball, Kanzler has it, and a travel is called. I believe Kanzler, in Steve Scammer's eyes, may have had both knees on the floor. When he stood up, that was the walk.
When he got up off the floor, exactly right, and that's the walk.
13.6 seconds left, and Hazelton area with a 7-point lead. And Fiore knocks it out of bounds. Carter finds Wyrock. His jumper doesn't go. Tipped around, and DeCosmo has it, and he is fouled. Hazelton area on their way to a victory tonight over Crestwood.
I'll tell you what, Marty, when you look at the final score, you're going to see a 7 or 8, maybe 9-point difference. But right in the middle of the fourth quarter, Crestwood put a run on. Looked like they could make it interesting, just couldn't turn the corner.
And Russ Kanzler gets a nice ovation. Outstanding job for the senior for Hazelton area. Led them in scoring with 13, but did a great job defensively on Grant Carter in this ball game. Carter will get off the last shot. It will count. It is a 3. But Crestwood will lose the ball game by a score of 44-39. And we're going to take a break. Once again, the final, Hazelton area 44, Crestwood 39. We'll be back right after this.
one sweet deal for you and your family. Introducing Papa's Cinnapie from Papa John's. It's a 6-inch cinnamon pie baked in our own ovens and finished off with swirls of sweet glazed frosting. Now there's a sweet ending to a delicious Papa John's pizza. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. For a limited time, get our new Papa's Cinnapie free when you purchase a large one-topping pizza for just $9.99.
As the first cable TV company in the United States, Service Electric Cablevision was a pioneer in the industry and continues to be an innovator in the business today, providing better quality and more reliable service by deploying fiber optic technology, offering digital cable with more choices for viewers, giving our customers faster access to the internet with high-speed cable modems, continuing to support local schools and businesses with increased technology. Service Electric Cablevision, a locally owned company bringing the world of entertainment to you.
Welcome back to the Huey McGeehan Gymnasium at Hazleton Area High School. The fans filing out. Saw a pretty good basketball game as Hazleton Area comes away with a 44-39 victory over Crestwood, and a defensive battle tonight, Joe. Both teams playing very well on the defensive side, and just Hazleton Area's defense played a little tougher.
I think they played tough. They played very well defensively. Their foul shooting at the end of the game, and I've seen that so many times with this Hazleton team. They get into a situation where they're shooting fouls at the end of the ball game, either to maintain the lead or to go into the lead, and they're able to do that. They shoot the ball well from the foul line, which is a sign of a good team. Defensively, I think Kanzler tonight did a great job on Carter from Crestwood.
Grant Carter led Crestwood with 14. But a positive for Coach Atherton, Michael Wyrock had 11 to finish the night. You know, maybe he could take some confidence from this ball game and propel them into the second half of Wyoming Valley Conference play, give them another offensive option.
I think one of the things before the game, I was talking to some people, and they were talking about Crestwood looking for another scorer besides Carter. They had to have somebody step up. Tonight, Wyrock did that. He stepped up and scored some points. The other part to that, Marty, is they did not give up. This is a team that was down by 12 or 14 at the half. They hung in there. Crestwood hung in there. They ended up losing by 5. And again, they played, I thought they played fairly well in the fourth quarter to get it close.
And Hazleton Area saw their lead dwindle down to, I believe, as much as 7 and 4 in certain parts of the game. But when Crestwood had chances to cut it even more, Hazleton Area stepped up the D, forced some turnovers against Crestwood.
They did, and there were a couple of times, Marty, where I thought they had a good opportunity and they turned the ball over. Free throws, Marty. Hazleton ended up 17 for 22 from the line. Crestwood 8 for 14 from the line.
We're going to take our last break of the evening. We'll be back after the break with the Eagle Rock player of the game as Hazleton Area comes away with a 44-39 victory.
The seasons come and go, but here in Pennsylvania Dutch country, time stands still. And in this tradition of care and quality, we created Stroman Dutch country bread and rolls. Like soft, fresh potato bread, 100% whole wheat. And Dutch country potato rolls, each an original recipe, all delicious. Look in the Dutch country section for the kind of bread you thought went out with the horse and buggy. Dutch country, only from Stroman.
Welcome back. Our Eagle Rock player of the game, Russ Kanzler for Hazleton Area. He led them in scoring with 13. But, Joe, I think we both agree, bigger asset tonight on the defensive side of the ball, playing tough defense on Grant Carter of Crestwood.
Look at the box score tomorrow. You're going to see Kanzler with 13 points. You're not going to see the defense that he played on Carter from Crestwood. And that was definitely the turning point in the ball game.
When Hazleton Area built the big lead in the first half, Grant Carter had 1 point. Credit to Russ Kanzler's defense, our Eagle Rock player of the game. And Hazleton Area, we mentioned Kanzler led them in scoring with 13. Fior with 12. DeCosmo with 11. Crestwood, Carter with 14, Wyrock with 11.
Marty, I'll leave you with one last statistic. Rebounding, Hazleton 25, Crestwood 17 for the ball game.
And with the rebounding edge, the edge from the free throw line, and the edge defensively, Hazleton area comes away with a 44-39 victory over Crestwood. For our director, Joe Martin. For stats by Jim Burns. For Joe DeMelfi, I'm Marty Burns saying so long. The final score, Hazleton area 44, Crestwood 39. This has been a WYLN Sports special presentation. Good night from Hazleton.